Today, we are diving into something truly special, the final chapter of the Quran, Surah An-Nas. Now, this isn't just a few lines of text. Think of it as a powerful, divinely engineered shield for your mind. So let's explore how to actually use it. But first, just think about that question for a second. With all the noise in the world, the constant distractions, the anxieties, those negative thoughts that just pop into your head, what is the best way to guard your own peace? It's a question we all struggle with, right? Well, the answer is right here, in these 6 short verses of Surah An-Nas, which means mankind. And this is so much more than a prayer. It's a complete spiritual and, honestly, psychological strategy for inner peace. To really understand its power, you have to know the story behind it. This chapter wasn't just revealed out of the blue. No, it was sent down as a direct response, a divine cure for a very real and dangerous crisis. So imagine this. It's around the year 628 in Medina. A magician actually casts a spell on the Prophet Muhammad himself. And this wasn't some minor inconvenience. We're told it made him physically ill, and more importantly, it targeted his mind, causing confusion. It was a direct attack on his clarity. And in response, God sent down not just a cure, but a permanent blueprint for protection for every single one of us. The last 2 chapters of the Quran, Al-Falaq and An-Nas. Now, get this. The details of the cure are just incredible. A cord with 11 knots, part of the spell, was found. Well, Surah Al-Falaq has 5 verses, and Surah An-Nas has 6. That's a total of 11 verses. And as each one of those 11 verses was recited, one of the knots came loose, completely breaking the spell. This event really sealed these 2 chapters as the ultimate divine remedy. So how does a surah actually build that protection? Well, it starts by creating what I can only describe as a triple-layered shield. It's absolutely brilliant. The instruction is so direct. Say, I seek refuge. You're actively seeking protection. But look at who we're turning to. It's not just one name for God. It's 3 distinct, incredibly powerful titles, and each one builds on the one before it. And you have to appreciate the genius of this sequence. First, you seek refuge in the Rabb, the Lord. This is personal. He's the one who created you, who nurtures you, who looks out for you. Then you level up to the Melek, the king, the absolute sovereign with power over everything and everyone. And finally, the Ilah, the God, the only one who is worthy of your worship. You go from the personal to the powerful to the ultimate purpose of your existence. This table breaks it down perfectly. When you call on your Lord, you're saying, you made me, so please protect me. When you call on the king, you're saying no one has authority over you, so nothing can harm me without your permission. And when you call on your God, you're declaring he is your ultimate refuge. See? It covers all the bases. It leaves no gap, no loophole for fear to creep in. It's an impenetrable shield. Okay, so the shield is up, but then the surah does something amazing. It gives you a perfect psychological profile of the enemy. It doesn't just name him, it reveals his entire game plan. The enemy is called Al-Waswas Al-Khannas. And that isn't just a scary-sounding name, it is literally a technical description of what he does. Al-Waswas means the whisperer, and Al-Khannas means the retreater, or the one who pulls back. So right there in the name, you have both his method of attack and his weakness. And this is his 2-part tactic. The attack is the whisper. It's not a shout. It's that subtle negative suggestion that pops into your head and feels like it's your own thought, especially when you're distracted. But here is the fatal flaw, his weakness. He's a khannas, a retreater. He is, fundamentally, a coward. The second, the very moment you remember God, he shrinks back, he flees. So where does this fight even happen? The Quran is so specific. In the chests of mankind. This is so important to understand. The whisperer cannot control your hands. He can't force you to do anything. His entire battlefield is your mind, the realm of your thoughts, your feelings, your doubts. The power to act always, always belongs to you. And finally, the surah clarifies that these whispers come from 2 sources. Yes, from the unseen world, from Satan and the jinn, but also, and this is crucial, from other people. You know, that friend who gives you terrible advice, the doubt that's planted by something you see online, the negativity that someone brings into your life. The tactic is the same, whether the source is seen or unseen. So, we have the shield, and we've got the enemy's entire playbook. Now what? How do we actually put this into action in our daily lives? Well, who better to learn from than the Prophet Muhammad himself? His wife, Aisha, gives us this beautiful, personal description of his routine. Every single night before sleep, he would cup his hands, recite the last 3 chapters of the Quran, Al-Ikhlas, Al-Falaq, and An-Nas, blow gently into his hands, and then wipe over his body. He was literally creating a spiritual shield for the night. So here it is, a simple, actionable blueprint for all of us. You cup your hands, you recite the 3 surahs, you blow gently, and you wipe over your body, starting with your head and face. He would repeat this 3 times. It's such a simple yet incredibly profound way to put this divine protection to work in our own lives. So let's just wrap up and really appreciate what an incredible tool this surah is. It's not just something to be recited from memory, it's a whole system for spiritual and mental well-being. Surah An-Nas is your shield for the internal battle. When you pair it with Surah Al-Falaq, which protects from external evils, you have a complete protection system. In fact, the Prophet said, reciting them 3 times in the morning and evening is enough to protect you from everything. It demystifies the enemy, showing you he's just a weak, cowardly whisper. And most importantly, it empowers you. It hands you the ultimate weapon, the remembrance of God, the very thing that makes him flee. And so we end on this thought. You now have the intel on the enemy, and you've been handed the divine shield. The knowledge is powerful for sure, but the real power comes from using it. So the question is, how will you use this shield to protect your own peace of mind?